Ahziala. Welcome to my classroom. I'm Ms. Wright.
Oh, by the time you guys made it, are you ready for today's lesson?
We're going to start off today's lesson a little different. We're going to play a video clip and see if you guys can guess the topic.
Here's the clip.
Oh, my Lordy, Deborah. Billy, where did you get that?
Huh? I found it.
You found it?
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me that you just happened to find America's deadliest killer?
But, Dad, it's just a butter.
Oh, it's just a butter knife. No, Billy, it's not just a butter knife. Your butter knife happens to kill hundreds of thousands of billions of millions of thousands of trillions of people each year. So don't sit there and try and tell me that it's just a butter knife.
Honey, calm down.
No, I will not calm down. For all I know, our son is a murderer. And President Obama didn't make knife control because it's just a butter knife. No, he obviously knew that butter knives killed people.
Oh, honey, we talked about this already.
No, I will not sit idly by while my son is out there breaking the law and killing people.
But, Dad, I'm not a murderer.
Now, you better hand over that weapon right now, or I'm going to have to report you.
Richard!
I'm sorry, but this behavior is unacceptable. 911. It's ringing. Oh, hello, police? Yes, my son is trying to kill us.
Dad, don't be ridiculous.
Billy, shut up.
Richard, get
Could anybody guess what the topic of today's discussion is? And let me give you a hint. It's not knife control. Anybody? All right. Tell them, Ms. Ware.
It's gun control.
That's right. Gun control.
I don't see what the big deal is.
I'm going to have to call you right back.
You might not see what the big deal is.
But let us tell you what the big deal is.
America has been so modernized that in today's society, the government allows the people to have possession of guns, which is stated in the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution.
This amendment states that a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Although this amendment allows the people their security, it is heavily flawed. The problem is there are not enough laws put in place to minimize the misplay of gun usage.
There should be more laws on gun control because the government has shown a lack of regulation, people wrongfully misuse and manipulate their gun rights, and the proliferation of guns in the wrong hands equals more gun crime. Due to preemption, the local government and sometimes the state government has very limited control when it comes to regulating gun laws, which puts the public safety at risk because the local government has no say on how to regulate the gun crimes going on in their city. Preemption is a barrier when it comes to gun regulation because the gun crimes that go on city to city or state to state may differ. In this case, it should not be one law fits all because every state and city does not go through the same type of gun violence, which goes to show how our government is weak when it comes to regulating gun control.
Why wouldn't we want to close the loophole that allows as many as 40% of all gun purchases to take place without a background check? Why wouldn't we do that? And if you ask most Americans outside of Washington, including many gun owners, some of these ideas, they don't consider them controversial. Right now, 90% of Americans, 90%, support background checks that will keep criminals and people who have been found to be a danger to themselves or others from buying a gun. More than 80% of Republicans agree. More than 80% of gun owners agree. Think about that. How often do 90% of Americans agree on anything? It never happens. Many other reforms are supported by clear majorities of Americans. And I ask every American to find out where your member of Congress stands on these ideas. If they're not part of that 90% who agree that we should make it harder for a criminal or somebody with a severe mental illness to buy a gun, then you should ask them, why not? Why are you part of the 10%?
I wonder where do some council members stand?
Well, there have been some discrepancy in Philadelphia due to the number of homicides within the city from illegal gun usage. Some of the city council members sued the state because of their incompetence to pass gun control laws. The council members argued that because of the state's failure to pass gun control laws, they have failed to protect the citizens.
Statistics show that a number of 33,000 gun-related deaths take place annually, which was compared to the 100,000 gun-related deaths that take place a year per population. Statistic also shows that states with more gun laws have a lower rate of gun violence. The states with stricter gun laws, gun-related death rate is 40% lower, and their gun-related suicide rate was 37% lower than states with the weaker gun laws.
American citizens are only allowed to carry firearms that are registered. Yet the U.S. has been illegally selling firearms since 2000. One government study found that 89% of guns linked to crimes had changed hands at least once before law officials recovered them. The point being, if there were stricter gun laws, these criminals would have a hard time getting their hands on guns. Yet the system is so weak, they have a chance of using illegal guns to commit crimes and sometimes getting away with them. Guns get into the wrong hands majority of the time because they are either stolen or illegally brought. About 10 to 15% of guns used in criminal activities are stolen guns.
The front glass has been part of the school. They're unsure why. All units, the individual that I have on the phone is continuing to hear what he believes to be done. The units responding to the state of school at this time. The shooting appears to have stopped. It is silent at this time. The school is in lockdown. I have reports that the teacher saw.
The Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting took place in Newton, Connecticut on December 14th, 2014, when a man named Adam Lasagna went into the Sandy Hook Elementary School and shot 20 kids and 6 adults. On July 12, 2012, a massacre shooting occurred in Colorado at a local movie theater. A man named James Holmes intentionally shot up the theater where The Dark Knight Rises was playing. 12 people were killed and 58 more were wounded. In Littleton, Colorado, on April 20th, 1999, 2 teens at Columbian High School went on a shooting rampage, killing 13 people and wounding over 20 people, then took their own life.
Not only are massacre shootings a form of how guns are misused,
but they are also misused in the hands of gang members. Gang members are the main source of people who carry guns that are mostly bought off the black market. These guns are used for what is said to be protection. There are 1.4 million gang members and about 33,000 gangs. In the U.S., gang violence account for about 48% of crime in the U.S., reported by the National Gang Threat Assessment.
In 2011 through 2012, there was a 49% of violent gang crimes, 44% of property crimes, and 40% of drug crimes. That was all reported in connection to some type of gun.
There should be more laws on gun control because the government has shown a lack of regulation. People wrongfully misuse and manipulate their gun rights, and the proliferation of guns in the wrong hands equals more crime. The federal government does not allow some states and cities the option of creating gun laws because of preemption.
This is ridiculous because not all states go through the same thing. Therefore, some states, the gun laws may need to be stricter. Gun control not only regulates the action of other people in their gun activity, but it also helps save lives.
There are a number of ways guns can be used other than for self-defense, which ultimately is against the law because people only have the right to bear arms for security purposes only, with an exception of hunting. Therefore, when guns are used in activity other than what's stated in the Second Amendment, it's technically illegal.
Yet, without these gun control laws, it is hard to regulate which laws are broken. So, many people are able to get their hands on guns because of gun stores' failure to do precise background checks or by guns being on the black market,
which led up to incidents like the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting or gang-related deaths. If laws were put into place, it would be much harder for people to obtain guns and commit gun-related crimes.
That's all we have for today.
Thank you for learning with me, Ms. Ware.
And me, Ms. Wright.